It's 2026 already, and when we were kids, this sounded like a year from a sci-fi movie. But now, we have robots vacuum cleaning the house, doors unlocking automatically, curtains opening by themselves, and we are talking to speakers. Okay, Google, what's the time?
11:47 p.m. And there are some new things I can do. Now you can ask me more complex questions and I'll respond with help from Gemini.
The future is here. So why does starting a smart home still feel so complicated? You start hearing words like Zigbee, Matter, Thread, Z-Wave, and suddenly it becomes, this works with that doesn't work with this, you need a hub, you don't need a hub, and before you buy your first device, you're already confused. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to start a smart home in 2026, step by step, without wasting money or choosing the wrong ecosystem. The biggest mistake people make, they start buying devices before choosing a system. They see a smart bulb on sale, then a smart plug, then a random camera from another brand, and everything looks compatible on the box. Works with Alexa, works with Google, Matter ready, so it must work together, right? Well, not exactly. You end up with 3 different apps, 2 ecosystems, cloud delays, devices that technically work but don't really work together. And instead of a smart home, you have a smart mess. And you realize it after you already spent the money. Before you buy anything, don't start with the devices. Start with the platform, because without the right platform, you don't really have a smart home. You just have smart gadgets, and later in the video I'll show you the most popular platforms and how to choose the right one for you. When you buy a smart device, you'll see one of these words on the box: Wi-Fi, Zigbee, Z-Wave, Matter, Thread. And these are not brands, they are communication languages. They decide how devices talk. And if your system doesn't speak that language, they won't understand each other. Now let's talk about the 3 most common communication types used in a smart home. Number 1, Wi-Fi. This is the simplest option. It connects directly to your router, no extra hub needed, but there are downsides. Most Wi-Fi devices depend on the cloud. So if your internet goes down, your smart devices might stop working. And if you add too many Wi-Fi devices, you can overload your network. So my recommendation is use Wi-Fi when it makes sense, like for cameras or high bandwidth devices. But for sensors and automations, Zigbee or Matter over Thread is usually a better long-term choice. Number 2, Zigbee. Zigbee requires a coordinator or a hub. If you're using Home Assistant, the coordinator is usually a small USB dongle. You plug it in, configure it, and that becomes your Zigbee hub. You can also use a dedicated Zigbee hub and integrate it into your system. Now here's why Zigbee is powerful. It works locally, so if your internet goes down, your devices still work. It's very stable, very energy efficient, and perfect for battery-powered devices. But here's something very important. Zigbee creates a mesh network. Battery devices like sensors do not repeat the signal. Powered devices like smart plugs or in-wall switches do repeat the signal. That means every powered Zigbee device makes your network stronger. So here's my advice. If you're starting with Zigbee, don't begin only with battery sensors. Add 1 or 2 powered Zigbee plugs first. Place them in different areas of the house, then add your battery devices. Otherwise, your mesh will be weak, and you might think Zigbee is unreliable when it's just badly structured. A good Zigbee network is all about placement. Number 3, Matter over Thread. You'll often hear the term Matter over Thread. Let's simplify it. Thread builds a mesh network, just like Zigbee, but instead of a Zigbee coordinator, Thread needs something called a thread border router. Think of it as a bridge between your Thread mesh and your main smart home system. Now, where Matter comes in. Matter is the language devices use to understand each other, no matter the brand. Thread is often the network underneath that carries that language. So in simple terms, Matter equals the language, Thread equals the network. The border router equals the bridge. Now, what can act as a thread border router? Many devices already include one. Apple's TV, newer models, HomePod Mini, Google Nest Hubs, some Amazon Echo models, even USB dongles like Sky Connect when used with Home Assistant. So depending on your ecosystem, you might already have a thread border router without even realizing it. And just like Zigbee, Thread becomes stronger when you add powered Thread devices. And this is important. Zigbee and Thread are separate networks. They do not mix. A Zigbee plug strengthens Zigbee only, and a Thread device strengthens Thread only. In my opinion, you have two paths. Path 1, the simple one, mostly cloud-based. Path 2, more powerful, more flexible, local control, and neither is wrong, but choosing the wrong one for you will cost you money and frustration. So let's talk about the path number 1, that is simple and plug and play. If you want something easy, platforms like Apple Home, Google Home, Amazon Alexa are great starting points. Easy setup, polished apps, quick pairing, and if you're already inside one ecosystem, like using an iPhone with Apple Home, it just makes sense. For many people, lights, plugs, basic automations, and that's enough. But remember, if a device says Zigbee, your system must support Zigbee. If it says Matter over Thread, you need a Thread border router. The platform alone is not enough. If you want more flexibility but don't want a second job, Homey Pro is a very balanced option. It supports all major protocols: Zigbee, Z-Wave, Matter, Thread, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and you don't need to write code. It's powerful but approachable. Great for busy people who want control without deep technical setup. And then there is Home Assistant, the powerful option. Full local control, advanced automations, total customization, no forced cloud dependency, and yes, it looks more complex, but it's not necessarily harder. For simple automations, it's just as easy as other platforms. You can create automations directly from the interface, even from your phone. No coding required. The complexity only appears when you choose to go deeper, and it grows with you. So, which one should you choose? I think there is no best system. There is only the best system that works for you. If you're like type 1, I just want it to work, then Apple Home, Google Home, Alexa. These are simple, clean, and done. Then there's type 2, if you want a bit more, but not a second job. There's Homey, which is a perfect fit. It's balanced, flexible, and mostly plug and play. And then type 3, if you want full control. Here's Home Assistant. It's limitless, local, and expandable. There is no wrong choice in neither of these three types. If I was starting from zero in 2026, here's what I would do. First, I would decide how much time I'm willing to invest. If I want simple and reliable, Apple Home or Homey. If I want flexibility and long-term power, Home Assistant from the start, because migrating later is always harder. So I recommend these following steps. Step 1. Choose an ecosystem that supports multiple protocols. Even if you start simple, choose something that supports Matter and ideally Zigbee too. That gives you flexibility. Step 2. Start small. Don't automate everything. Start with 2-3 smart lights, one presence sensor, one motion sensor, and one smart plug. Test, learn, adjust, and then expand. Step 3. Think long term. Battery devices, choose Zigbee or Thread. Cameras, Wi-Fi, but be careful with cloud dependency. Smart homes are not about buying gadgets. They're about building a system. In 2026, starting a smart home isn't hard, but starting it without a plan is. Before you leave, comment one word: Apple, Google, Homey, or Home Assistant. Let's see what wins in 2026. And if this made things clearer, like and subscribe for more smart home content made simple. See you in the next one.